Op die wintersnag van Vrydag 13 Januarie 2012 is sowat 4200 passasiers en 1000 bemanningslede aan boord die passasiersskip die Costa Concordia gered. Die dryvende paleis het 'n rotsluis naby die eiland Giglio aan die Italiaanse kus getref en omgeslaan. Die enorme skip het soos 'n uitgespoelde walvis op die kus gelê totdat 'n ewe enorme opruimingstaak begin het om die skip te verwyder. En wie het aan die stuur van die taak gestaan? 'n Suid-Afrikaner. Nick Sloane, 'n plaaslike bergingsmeester, het die amper bonatuurlik vermag toe hy saam met sy span die Costa Concordia weer laat dryf en na die naaste hawe gesleep het.
Yeah, I think what made it so challenging is the size of the ship itself. So it's a passenger ship, almost 3 rugby fields long, and then the weight of the ship. So normally super tankers would be in that sort of sphere of weight. But super tankers have a lot of liquid cargo that you can pump out and regain buoyancy. This was a passenger ship that was on her side, but she was finally perched on 2 reefs on the edge of a subsea cliff.
Yes.
And the location and the size of the ship made it almost, virtually impossible to do in one piece. And the possibility of the ship breaking. When you think of a hotel that's 300 meters long, 3 rugby fields long and 14 stories high, with all the bedding, furniture, tapestries, carpets, food, and all the passengers' belongings just being dumped onto the seabed. And then it tumbles down the hill and gets moved up and down with the currents. It would be a real challenge to clean it up. So the first thing was to create a holdback system to hold her into the mountain so that it was safe for the divers to go down. And then they lay bags on the seabed, different shapes, until we built up almost like a mini Great Wall of China underneath it, until it was completely level and supported underneath her hull. And that meant that when we tried to power buckle her, the forces weren't just going to go onto the 2 reefs, which would have broken her, but it was spread over at least 100 meters off the ship's length. But also, when you roll the ship, it's only a meter off the ship that's touching through that whole rolling process. And the passenger ship's not strong enough for that, so we had to rebuild steel plates on the turn of the bilge. They were 5.5 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, and 44 millimeters wide, so much thicker than the original hull, to try and absorb those forces and spread it over a greater distance over the ship.
Projek Omrol het in September 2013 plaasgevind. Eers moet hulle die skip weer laat dryf. En vir so iets kry jy net een kans.
Yeah, once you start, you put in a lot of crushing forces on the ship before you can actually even get it to rotate. Let me say, this bottle is the ship here. So then we'd hold her into the cliffs. So this is the island, and we'd hold her underneath this way. And on offshore, we had the offshore platforms, and then we're putting it, so you're actually twisting the ship to get it upright. But to do that, all these forces are crushing it at the same time. And you're damaging it. Even though you can't see the damage, you are damaging it. So it's like a pencil. When you break a pencil, you'll be bending it, and you won't see anything break, and then it snaps. And we had no idea when she would snap. So when you do it, you only get one chance, because when you put it back down again, she'll be worse off.
Ten spyte van die vrees oor alles wat verkeerd kon loop, het Sloane 'n leeu aandeel gehad in 19 spanningsvolle ure wat dit geverg het om die skip om te rol en te laat dryf. Vroeg op die oggend van 17 September 2013 is dit suksesvol afgehandel. En ja, daar was fees gevier.
We got to the shore about 5 o'clock. And the whole town was there, plus a lot of media. Yeah, they said, "What you going to do now?" I said, "Well, it's too early for cappuccino, it's too late for wine. We'll go for a beer."
Okay.
So there was one little cafe that was open, so we jumped all squeezed into this cafe and we had a couple of beers and then went to bed for a while and came back out and said, "Okay, well now we have to assess the damage."
Die Costa Concordia is in Julie vanjaar na Genoa gesleep, waar dit afgebreek sal word.
The salvage mastermind Nick Sloane is met by his wife and daughter at the Genoa scrapyard in Italy. The South African proudly poses with his national flag.
The guys have done a fantastic job, and she's safe. She's safely alongside, and I think everyone's very relieved.